Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is officially my first YouTube video. I want this to become the best Forex mentorship channel on YouTube. I also trade both manually as well as algorithmic using EAs. So I cover both areas on this channel. I wanted to show you how I'm currently progressing with my challenge with 3 prop firms at the moment for a total capital of 250k USD or $250,000, and let's get to it. Right, let's jump in and take a look at the 3 challenge accounts. So the first one is True Forex Funds, and we are currently sitting at $1,295 unrealized profit. Equity is at 101,000, so all looking pretty healthy there. This NZD USD trade is taken by my bot, Percept Trader. It's an AI enabled bot, uses ChatGPT and everything. These are manual trades. GJ has been chopped for the past 5-6 days maybe. The good thing is you're actually getting paid positive swaps by holding these positions open. These 2 trades, I'll show you on the chart. They're actually trailing stop losses at 1.5 times ATR. But if we get a signal on the exit indicator, we'll be exiting before that. FTMO challenge, this one is a bit in drawdown. So we started at 50,000, we're at 48.3. But we are having a nice recovery at the moment with $700 unrealized profit. And lastly, FXFI, we've got similar positions open, although I didn't have the CAD CHF position at the time I opened that one. I don't think I had an FXFI account at that point in time. So yeah, AUD NZD, same position as the other 2 prop firms. We're holding that, hoping to either hit our stop loss or exit when our exit indicator tells us to, because we've got a trailing stop loss in place. Right, so let's jump on the charts. And as you can see here, we had this crossover of the REX indicator. So I usually actually use the REX indicator as an exit confirmation. So like if you see here, this was trailing down, or price was heading down, and you got this crossover back here, so that would have been your signal to exit a short. So it can also be used as an entry indicator, because if you were looking at exiting shorts here, then you might be looking at taking longs. Now, what we also had down here was we had the absolute strength indicator. We had a green crossover here. So when the green crosses above here, that is generally a bullish signal. So we had that REX crossover, we had the absolute strength crossing over, and we also had the rate of change, which is a volume indicator, that was above the 0 line. So we had 3 confirmations telling us to go long here. And on top of that, we have our baseline, which is, I'm just using ALMA as my baseline, but you can use EMAs or whatever you prefer. This is a sort of like a 0 lag baseline indicator. It was supposed to be less lag than your typical EMA. So what we saw here was we had this bullish candle here, and at the same time we had those 3 confirmations. So we also don't want to enter if price has moved too far from our baseline. In this case, we had closed above our baseline, and we were still well within the average true range of the last 14 candles. So if you had, say, like a very strong news candle, you wouldn't want to enter. You want to be within the average true range when you enter. So we took this trade and we put our stop loss at 1.5 times the average true range at the time. And we put our take profit at 1 times the average true range, which in this case was 53 pips. So once we hit our 53 pips, as part of trade management, what I do is I move my stop loss to break even and I close half my position. And that is exactly what I did. So I took partials here. I then moved my stop loss to break even and I let the trade run. Once we got to 113 pips, that would have been 2 times average true range. And at that point, it is okay to activate your trailing stop loss. So we activate our trailing stop loss up here. And just to give you an example, so if we were up here at 1.08401, our trailing stop loss is 1.5 times the average true range of when we entered, which was 55 pips. Sorry, 53.2 to be exact. So now your stop loss is around 1.07515. And if we look at where that is in terms of pips, you would get 50 pips no matter what, essentially, now that you're trailing your stop. But I am happy to continue holding this as high as it goes. If we look back at the exit indicator, I need this blue line, the REX, to cross back down over the yellow line, and then I may look for an exit. So let's have a look at CAD CHF. We took a similar position, so we came in up here. Again, we had the crossover there, and we had the REX crossing over underneath as well. We didn't have the rate of change at that point. I hadn't actually been using the rate of change indicator. I was just using a better volume indicator at the time I entered this. But if we went straight off that absolute strength cross, then you get it around here, which we did. And we did the same thing, 1.5 times ATR. I believe we took profit around somewhere around here. I think it was around 50 pips, 50 or 45 pips. And then we went to break even. And now this trade has continued to run with the remaining 50%. We're actually sitting at 222.5 pips of profit, which is pretty insane. And I'll just show you over here. I've just put up another risk to reward tool on the chart, just so that I can use that to manage my trailing stop loss. So this stop loss is at 76.2 pip stop loss. So what I would do is I would simply just drag this risk reward tool down as price moves down. You don't move the trailing stop loss unless price moves down further. So that, essentially we're risk free. We've got a 1.5 times ATR stop loss. If I bring that back to here, we're actually looking at 150 pips secured already, because if that does happen to go back and hit our trailing stop loss, we get 150 pips. But also, if this gives us a signal and the REX crosses over on the daily, we must wait for a daily close, of course. If the REX is just touching, that's not good enough. I need to see a full crossover. Then I will close the position. I'm not going to simply go, oh, we're sitting at support, let's close the position, like a lot of traders do. They just close at support or close at resistance. But how do you know that that's the end of the move? I mean, for all I know, this could continue down and carry down another 500 pips. So as a trend trader, I'm looking to ride these trends as long as possible. And I don't need to be looking at the chart or you know, sitting at the chart for hours. We are trend traders, and I use no-nonsense Forex methodology, which is to essentially ride as long as you can. And these are where you get your big winners, because if you're breaking even, or you're you know, making small profit here, small losses here, and then you get one of these big moves, that really can increase your account by, you know, 4 or 5% even. So that's the strategy that I'm deploying. I'll show you the GBP USD trade that we entered. So we actually went short on this. Obviously we cleared downtrend here. I had the Rex crossover here, sorry, the absolute strength crossover here, and I had the rate of change cross under the zero line. So we actually went short around here. And yeah, we were originally in profit. We came down, I think I was about 20 pips in profit. And then the trade has now reversed and started going back. But we, you know, we don't get impatient or emotional. I simply hold the trade, and we're still below the baseline. We want to take the profit at one time. We're hoping that we'll hit the 1 times average true range, and then we will let the other half of the position run. I would like to have seen this Rex cross over. We didn't wait for the Rex to cross, and maybe that's why this position is not as good as my other two. We may just end up consolidating for a while and experiencing a bit of sideways chop. So the other one that I jumped into was a GJ long, and the reason I did that was because over here we had that Rex crossover. We had, yeah, we've got all 3 signals here telling us to go long, and unfortunately we just couldn't quite hit the take profit, which was a bit of a shame. And now price has gone and come back, and it still hasn't touched our stop loss yet. And that's the beauty of having 1.5 times average true range for our stop loss. We actually give the trade room to breathe, because a lot of people, they're using mega tight stop losses, you know, 10 pips, 20 pips. It makes absolutely no sense to have a fixed 10 or 20 pip stop loss, because every trade moves, every pair is different when it comes to volatility. So that's how we measure using the average true range. We're using 1.5 times the average true range for our stop loss value. So yeah, I thought those were the trades, and there's still a possibility that this trade will come back round and hit our target, and then from there we can then move stop loss to break even and let the trade
Thanks for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Feel free to post any comments below, and I will respond to them when I'm able. I've also included an FXify affiliate link, so if you are looking at taking a challenge, FXify could be a good option for you. They tend to be a little bit cheaper than the other providers, and the spreads seem to be a little bit better than FTMO. So affiliate link down below. See you next time.